Thanks.
Also at the White House this morning, New Jersey Governor Christie. He is set to lead a new effort to combat opioid abuse. Governor Christie, good morning. Good to see you, sir.
Good morning, Savannah.
We want to talk about this new initiative in a moment, but let's get to some of the headlines in the news. And at the top is this issue about Russia, this investigation that's being conducted by the House Intelligence Committee. You're a former prosecutor. You've run investigations, so I want to call on that expertise. Given what we know about Chairman Devin Nunes, that he went to the White House in the midst of an investigation of the White House, can he stay in that job? Does he need to step down and recuse himself just to maintain credibility?
Savannah, listen, I think that's a judgment for him to make. But what I'll tell you is that these intelligence committees on both the House and the Senate side have been set up to be bipartisan. And they are bipartisan. And I think they've done a great job over the years in investigating matters and overseeing the intelligence community.
But has he shot that? But has he shot that by virtue of his actions? I mean, he goes to the White House in the middle of this investigation and won't even say who let him in.
Now, listen, Savannah, I just don't think he shot that credibility that's been developed over 3 decades on these intelligence committees in a bipartisan way. And I think everyone on the committee has a role in the investigation, and that they're going to conduct an appropriate investigation that the American people want. You see the Senate co-chairs, the chair and the ranking member, doing the things that they need to do together. And I think that we'll get to the bottom of whatever issues arise here, and we'll get the job done over in Congress.
Governor, what are we, about 70 days into this new administration? There have been some high-profile setbacks for President Trump. A couple of executive orders on travel and immigration have been blocked by federal courts. The debacle over health care last week. At this stage of this administration, give it a letter grade.
You know, Matt, I don't want to turn my college transcript over, or yours either, so I'm not going to start giving out letter grades.
Is this a C performance so far? Is it a B? What is it?
It's an incomplete, Matt. It's 9 weeks down and 199 weeks to go in the first term of this administration. So I would suggest that everybody take a breath. I've never seen such breathlessness over 9 weeks of work. The fact is that the president has a number of initiatives he's working on. The opioid initiative that he's going to announce today is one that's incredibly important to every family in every corner of this country. And he's going to do the things over the course of his 4 years that's going to keep the promises he's made to the American people.
You know what happens early on in administrations. There's oftentimes a shakeup where some people in prominent positions leave, kind of a survival of the fittest situation. You had been talked about as possibly chief of staff or attorney general. For example, if the chief of staff position were to become available, do you want in?
No, I'm the governor of New Jersey, Matt. And I've made it really clear to the president that it's my desire to finish my time as governor of New Jersey. Now, I'm able to do this opioid commission with him because we both care passionately about this issue, and we want to try to save lives. And that's what we're going to do. But any speculation about that kind of stuff is just not something that I'm going to address, because I've got a job and I enjoy doing it and I want to keep it.
And let's talk about this new role you've been given, the opiate epidemic. When you look at the numbers, it's shocking. I mean, in 2015, more people died from overdose than they did from firearms or car accidents. What can you really do about it? And when you think about the health care bill that the Republicans put forth last week, it wouldn't have done anything for addiction treatment. So where do you start with this?
Well, Savannah, first off, you're right about the numbers. The fact is, in New Jersey last year, 4 times the number of people died of a drug overdose than died from murder, and 3 times the number of people died of an overdose than died from an automobile accident. Listen, what we need to come to grips with is addiction is a disease. Addiction is a disease, and no life is disposable. We can help people by getting them appropriate treatment. So our charge in this commission is to look at both what the federal government is doing and what all the states are doing, and say, how can we do this better to help people first not start taking drugs right off the bat, and then move on to say, if people fall victim to this disease, what can we do to give them appropriate treatment to help them to reclaim their lives? We're doing that in New Jersey in a very aggressive way, which is, I think, one of the reasons why the president's called on me to run this commission. And I look forward to working with him. I know it's an issue that he cares deeply about personally. We've spoken a lot about it over the years. It's something that we're going to work hard to try to help the American family get a grip on this problem.
Governor, I need to end with a subject. While you're there in Washington in a courthouse in New Jersey, 2 of your former associates, Bill Baroni and Bridget Kelly, are going to be sentenced for their roles in the Bridgegate scandal. They're asking for probation. The prosecutors are saying there will be no leniency. In your opinion, do they need to serve some time?
The judge will do what the judge believes is appropriate, Matt. And it's not my role or anybody else's role other than the judge in that courtroom to pass sentence on people who have committed crimes.
All right, Governor Chris Christie.
Thank you for your time, sir. Appreciate it.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.